All right, let's talk scholarships. Today, we are absolutely going to crack the code on those applications. You know, that whole daunting process? We're going to turn it into a super clear, actionable strategy to help you win the funding you need. So, let's just dive right in. You know that feeling, that pit in your stomach when you're just staring at a blank application? Yeah, you're definitely not alone. It can feel so overwhelming, right? Kind of like you're facing this massive test you didn't even know you had to study for. But what if I told you to think about it differently? What if it's not a test at all, but actually an opportunity?
And that right there, that's the key. It's a total shift in how you think about this. You're not just filling out a form or listing your accomplishments. No, you are telling a story, your story, about who you are and, just as importantly, where you're headed. This isn't about checking off a bunch of boxes. It's about making a real human connection with the people reading it.
Okay, so before we jump into all the strategies, let's just make sure we're on the same page. What even is a scholarship? Well, at its core, it's pretty simple. It's financial aid given to a student. But think of it this way, it's an investment. Someone is choosing to invest in your future. And our job, your job, is to show them exactly why you are an absolutely fantastic investment. All right, so if we're gonna make a great case for you, we have to understand our audience, right? We need to get inside the heads of the scholarship committee. What are they really looking for when they're staring down a stack of, 100, maybe even 1,000 applications? Well, let's take a peek inside their playbook. Okay, now this is really interesting. When you break down how they evaluate you, yeah, of course, academic achievement and financial need are often big pieces of the puzzle. But look at this. Look at how much weight they put on merit and leadership. And then there's that slice for unique factors. That's where things get really cool. That's the space where your story can totally shine. And this slide just shows that difference perfectly. An evaluator has community service on their checklist, sure. But what are they actually going to remember? Your story. So instead of just writing volunteered at food bank, you tell a mini story. Like, for 3 years, I was committed to the local food bank, and I even ended up leading a team of volunteers. See the difference? That's depth. That's impact. It's so much more powerful than a simple bullet point.
So let's talk about what merit really means, because it's not just about being president of the chess club. It's all about the quality of what you did. Did you stick with something for a long time? Did you step up and lead even if you didn't have an official title? Do you have some kind of unique skill or talent that nobody else has? That's the stuff that really makes you stand out from the crowd.
Okay, so now we know what they want. Let's talk about how to give it to them. We're gonna get into the nitty-gritty of crafting your application, starting with those really tough essay questions. You know, the ones that always seem to trip people up.
Ah, yes, the classic. Describe your greatest weakness. We've all seen this one, right? And listen, it feels like a trap, but I promise you it's not. It's really a test of your self-awareness and how you approach growth. A bad answer can definitely raise a red flag, but a great answer, it can make you look incredible.
So here's the playbook for this question. First, be honest, but also be strategic. This isn't the time to say something generic like, I'm a perfectionist. Instead, pick a real improvable skill, something like public speaking. Then, and this is the important part, talk about the specific steps you're taking to get better. Maybe you join the debate team, or you're taking an online course. Just like that, you've turned a question about a weakness into a powerful story about your growth mindset. And then there's this one. Why do you deserve this scholarship? It can feel so awkward, right? Like you're supposed to just brag about yourself. But it's not really about bragging. It's about connecting your personal goals directly to the mission of the organization giving out the money. So how do you pull that off without sounding arrogant?
Well, you do it exactly like this. Just listen to what this scholarship winner, Michelle Marie Charles, wrote. She doesn't just say, I want to be a lawyer. No way. She paints this incredible picture of how she's going to use that law degree to help a specific community. She's showing the committee, hey, your investment in me, it's really an investment in the future I'm going to create. Now that is powerful.
Okay, let's switch gears for a second. We've talked about what to do. Now let's talk about what not to do. These are the top 3 critical mistakes, the application traps that can totally sink your chances before anyone even reads your amazing story. Coming in at number 3, the generic essay. You know, the one you copy and paste for every single application. Trust me, committees can spot these a mile away.
If your essay doesn't mention their organization or their specific mission, it's a huge red flag. You've got to tailor it. Take the time to show them why you're a perfect fit for them, specifically.
Trap number 2. Picking the wrong recommender. Look, I know it's tempting to ask that really important person you met once, but a generic letter from a VIP is worth way less than a super detailed, heartfelt letter from a teacher who actually knows you. They want stories, not just a fancy signature. Pick someone who can really speak to your character and work ethic.
And the number one biggest, most preventable mistake is just missing the deadline. It sounds so simple, right? But it happens all the time, and it's an automatic disqualification. All that hard work, just gone in an instant. So please, don't let this be you. Put it in your calendar, set 10 reminders, whatever it takes. Aim to submit a day or two early, seriously. All right, so before you even think about hitting that submit button, every single application needs a final polish. It's a simple 3-step process. 1, proofread, like really proofread for grammar and typos. 2, read your essays out loud. I know, it sounds weird, but trust me, your ears will catch awkward phrasing your eyes missed. And 3, get a second opinion. Have a friend, a mentor, a teacher, someone else look it over. It makes a huge difference.
So you've avoided the traps, you've done the final polish, your application is technically perfect. But what's the secret sauce? What's the thing that really makes it stand out from the pile? It's not just about having no typos, though that's super important. It all boils down to one big idea.
Here it is. The ultimate strategy is you. It's not some secret hack. It's just being authentically you. Your unique experiences, your challenges, your goals, that's your greatest asset in this whole process. Your job is just to communicate that story with passion, because nobody else has your story. That is your edge, full stop.
And hey, if you're listening to all this and there's a little voice in your head saying, I'm not sure if I should even apply, listen to this quote from 𝒂𝒓𝒏𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂 That feeling of self-doubt is totally normal. But here's the thing, you have no idea which application could be the one that changes everything. The only way to guarantee you won't win is to not even try. So please, just put in the effort. I promise you, it's worth it.
So let's leave you with this final thought. Your grades, your list of activities, at the end of the day, they're just data on a page. It's your story that breathes life into all of it. That's what makes it all mean something. So I'll ask you this, what is the one story that only you can tell? Once you figure that out, you're already halfway to winning. Now go get 'em.